Poor guy didn't even put up a fight.
What? He was all calm, cool, and collected
I
for a
don't know what
second.
I'm scared of.
Yeah. First one of the day. So
Oh,
he's going back.
hope you find your dad.
Yeah, we've been Jesus God.
I gotta get sideways and then I'm good. It's the back.
So here's your introduction, ladies and gentlemen, to my daughter, Emma Jean Gutches. So she just knocked my coffee over, peed off the side of the boat. What else? Almost just fell over ass over tea kettle, and we're only been out here about 15 minutes. So
Happy Father's Day.
that's okay. It's all good. I love it. All right, so we're out here trolling again. Big east wind again.
You gotta tell him you caught it on the Emma.
Yeah, that was that flicker minnow, the Emma pattern. I was just telling her the story. She didn't even remember. She was a little kid and she picked that color pattern out of a bin at Gander Mountain. So
Little
we're
kid,
gonna,
still a fish slayer.
yeah, it is. We're gonna get the we're gonna get the rods back out. Stay tuned. All right, number 2. We just had a double. We had a pickerel and a walleye. Nice walleye, 20.5 inches. Second keeper of the day.
Woohoo! See you later, buddy.
On the Emma flicker minnow, flicker shad. We're just flatline trolling this morning. I got them staggered between 100 and 150 back.
There's something over there?
So a little bit of chaos. We got 4 of 6 rods in the boat right at the moment. So we're gonna get things back out. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back, everybody. Again, to introduce, this is the first time she's ever been on the show with me. This is my daughter, Emma Jean. Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
It's Father's Day morning. She came out fishing with me. I'm super excited, and the walleyes have been cooperating. I don't even know how many fish we've caught at this point. We've caught plenty. 12 maybe walleyes. Not many keepers, only 3 keepers. She did have one big one, just over 20 inches. Another day, big east wind. She's rolling pretty good out here. A little bumpy on the way out, but you know, such is life. Lot of suspended bait in the West End right now. That's why this trolling bite is so good. I was talking to my friend John Burrows this morning. Yeah, that's fine. You can pull it anyway. Is it still on the release?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no, it's not.
No, you're free. You got to bring it in anyway.
Yeah.
So we've had, a dozen or more walleyes, three or four keepers. We're not keeping anything today, but we had a perch. We had a big sunfish just now, smashed it. We had a big pickerel. I think that's it, 4 species.
Yeah.
No smallmouth, oddly enough. But what I'll say is, like I was talking to John. John was up jigging, and they had a few not great. And most of these fish I'm seeing are suspended. A lot of suspended bait here in the West End. So down 8 to 14 feet. Now tomorrow I'll be out here with my buddy Paul. He'll be back to our normal Monday routine. And Paul doesn't much care to troll. So I can tell you what we're going to do tomorrow is we're either going to cast deep diving crankbaits, or we're going to cast and count down swim baits into the middle of that water column and see if we can't catch them that way. Because there are plenty of fish here. Nick Sokolowski, Soko Charters, Jason D and Real Natural Charters. Matter of fact, Nick's right behind me right here. They have been tuning these fish with their customers trolling for about a week. So there's plenty of them here. They're just not bottom orientated. Now, I've seen a few mayflies so far this year. but I have not seen a hatch yet. Water temp is 65.3. It's been in that 62 to 65 range now for about a week and a half. The air temperatures have been somewhat mild. You can, yeah, there you go. You read my mind. She's getting to be a pretty good little first mate. She grew up when she was young on my charter boat on Lake Ontario, so this isn't new to her by any means. Oh yeah, what the hell was I talking about? Mayflies. I have not seen the mayfly hatch yet. Usually that water temperature's got to hit about 70 on the surface before we start to see them. And without much sun and warm weather, we're still, I mean, this water should already be 70 degrees out here on this lake this time of year. But
Should or is?
should,
Not is.
not is.
What's the temperature?
65.
55?
65.
Oh, okay.
But a week ago it was 55. We had such a cold, wet May that it was tough. So, and on a side note, I want to thank all the people, the outpouring of comments and support and love, and all the beautiful tributes that I saw yesterday from so many people on social media for Captain Tony Buffa. I spent a few minutes last night. I posted a bunch of videos that YouTube videos that him and I did together and friends over the years. And we'll always have that. We'll always have those memories and those videos. And just hearing his voice yesterday made me cry, I am going to miss that man tremendously. And so many of us are in that same boat. He just was wonderful, and you got one there?
No, I figured I'd pull him in for you.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I was watching. I'm going to make some shorts out of some of the videos, so we can have him in our life more on a daily basis and little drips and drabs. So enjoy those videos. I certainly did last night. And it just, like I say, it was just so nice to hear his voice. And that excitement and how he talked and how he explained things. Let me see that lure before you hang that up. So I showed yesterday that we were fishing that. I'll grab this if you want to grab that other one.
Yeah, I don't want to be responsible for hooking.
So yesterday I was fishing the Tony Special, the silver blue ladderback deep diving junior thunderstick, and it took a limit all on its own yesterday. So today on one side of the spread I put 3 deep diving junior thundersticks out. All 3 of them caught fish. This one, for any of you Lake Ontario guys that remember these, this used to be a steelhead killer out in June and July, high speed running the temperature breaks when we'd go trolling for steelhead offshore. Boy, these walleyes were crushing that this morning. You will when it gets closer. Yep.
I don't know how long he's been there. Poor buddy.
She's locked.
That's a little guy.
All right, I'll leave it running while we land this last one.
Little guy. Sorry, buddy. You've been hanging out for a little while because I didn't know you were there.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it right in the gills. Did he even whack it or you just get dragged?
Yeah, I'll show them that one too. That color also that green spotted frog color. This also was an absolute killer for years up on the Lake Ontario brown trout scene. You know, and people don't fish much of these thundersticks, and this is an original. This is an original storm before Rapala bottom. There's so many choices. Look at her, she's doing all the work. I love it. I have to bring her more often. There's so many choices out there in the trolling bait world. It's endless, and they all catch fish. I'm not telling you, and you know me. I never say to you, "Oh, there's only just one way to do it," because I don't believe that. But boy, I put one half of my spread out just with thundersticks, the deep juniors in multiple colors, and those walleyes eat them. They always have. They always will.
My lure was starting out strong, but once we came through that second time, I don't think one hit it.
No.
So
And those flicker shad are usually so good for me.
Yeah.
And I think we didn't have any on the second pass on it.
Yeah.
At one point we had a triple go, and we had all three of those juniors go at once. Now we must have went through a school of shorts because we only had one keeper out of that group. So we fired all three on one side and one over here on this side.
Yeah.
And again, all we're doing is flatline trolling. And what does that mean? I'm not using snap weights. It's just the deep diving lure on its own. I run 10-pound braid down to 10-pound fluorocarbon, 6 to 8 feet of leader. This morning I started out I staggered them 150 on the outside, 125 in the middle, and 100 closer to the boat. You could do that in reverse. But then the problem with that is if you hit one in one of those spots out farther on the board, then you can't just let everything else go down. So then I went back to, which I normally do, I run all my lengths the same length. So this one side everything was back 100. So as soon as you hit a fish and brought it to the middle and reeled it in, then you could just slide the other ones down the line. You could just as easily use inline planer boards. I don't love inline planer boards, so I don't use them. And I'm going to turn you around real quick and show you what we've been looking at all morning. So you see all this high suspended bait right there? That looks like a school of perch right down on the bottom. But you can see we're in 19 and a half foot of water, and everything's right mid water column, about 10 feet. Look at that bait. So all these walleyes are, whether they're laying the bottom or not, they're coming up into feed into this line of bait. And whatever that bait is, I don't know what it is. Could be shad, could be perch, could be shiners, hard to say. But that's why these fish are here, and that's why this trolling bite is so good right now, because these lures will easily get down to 10 to 12 feet, no questions asked. And you don't want to be too deep, though. You don't want to be below them, you want to be above them. I meant to hit the turn the camera around button, and I turned you guys off. So